All right, as Paul said, have Jamal, Harvey, Nat Dove. First of all, just want to thank everybody coming out. MVPW #2, the first one on ESPN, first one in the United States. Hope everyone enjoyed the show. Want to give a quick update. Shadesha Green. Shadesha is awake and talkative. It was a scary moment for all of us, but she's looking much better, much better. We'll keep everyone updated through socials and stuff like that. So let's dive in. So Jamal Harvey obviously got 5th round TKO, still undefeated. Nat Dove, split decision, but heck of a fight, still undefeated. Let's open it up for questions.
Yeah, Mike.
Oh yeah, thank you, Michael. So we have 2 performance of the night bonuses. One's going to Lonnie Daniels, upsetting the apple cart, becoming unified super middleweight champion. Heck of a performance by her. And the other performance of the night bonus, these are both $10,000 by the way, is going to, they're both looking at me. is going to Bomi Reishin. Bomi came all the way from Korea and fought a tremendous fight. Just a heck of a performance by her. So let's open up to the questions.
Mike, just in terms of Shadesha, was she taken out of the hospital? Which hospital is she still in the hospital at this point?
Still in the hospital currently. I don't have the name, and I should mention, reason I'm up here is Nikisa went to the hospital as well. So we'll be updating both through PR and socials as soon as we get more updates and when she's released. I also should add that Lonnie was taken to the local hospital just for precautionary. She has an 18-hour flight home, so they just want to make sure she was tip-top before she flies out tomorrow.
And in terms of just her condition, is she in stable condition at this point? Shadesha.
Yeah, they didn't give us that yet, but as soon as we have it, we'll send it to you, Michael.
My question for Jamal Harvey. First of all, congratulations on a spectacular performance. You showed a lot of urgency, but the fight went 5 rounds. Are you glad that you got those rounds in early in your career, or would you have wished to get them out there earlier?
No, I'm always grateful for the rounds. It just showed that I got a high motor. I keep going. I go for 12, really. So the work don't stop. I get better and better as each round go. I never slow down.
Did you know right away you could get him out of there, or was he a little tougher than you expected?
Initially, I thought right away after the round that I was catching him with any shot I wanted to throw early, and then I seen that he was a little tough. He was taking some shots pretty well, so I know I had to start breaking him down. I started hitting the body a little bit more, and then I knew once then get him a little bit gas, tired, start looking up at that clock a lot. So I said, yeah, he ready to go.
Go ahead. Yo, both of y'all killed it. You know what I'm saying? So congratulations on staying undefeated. This hip hop game 197. Yo, Dove, we spoke before. I'm gonna tell you right now, that movement was crazy. But towards the end, she was getting extra rough with you. Like, what was going through your mind? Was you thinking about keeping that O, or was you just trying to figure out new ways to try to get her off you? Because towards the end, it started looking really shaky.
Yeah, that's a good question. So I think that throughout the fight, it was a lot. It was rough on both ends. A lot of us coming in, clashing heads, and I was trying to avoid getting headbutted as best as I could, but at the same time, she was putting a lot of pressure. So I was trying to, stick to the plan, stay sharp, and just box.
Gotcha. Well, you did that. Facts.
I would just add, I don't think people may not be aware of Macheo. She's fought for the world title before. She went the distance with Gabby Fundora. Gabby Fundora stops everybody. And she's a very, very tough competitor. And, hats off to Nat. I mean, it was a calculated risk on our part, but we felt like it was appropriate to step up for her with a vet like that. And, she came through.
Your show was unbelievable. Congratulations again.
One more question regarding that. So you guys had an amazing fight, both of you. For you guys, Nat and Maria, did you think it was a fair fight in terms of how it ended up at the end, or overall, what was your thought?
Yeah, I'm not a judge, so I can't say if it's a fair fight, and I also haven't watched the fight yet. But as a fighter in the ring, I think I did my part. I saw what I was landing, and I saw how she was reacting to that. It was a competitive fight, like Mike said. She's fought world champions, and I'm very blessed to be in the position where I am. And I work hard, and I'm happy to be here.
Go ahead.
Jamal, quick question.
in the beginning, you know, you got a little antsy, so that your power was definitely wearing them down. What adjustments did you make in the fight and listen to your corner to say, you know, pace yourself and just start chopping that tree down?
I think it was like the third round. After the first 2 rounds, I knew I had to start slowing down the pace, because he was starting to hold a lot first and foremost. So I know I just couldn't just come in. And once he was doing that, once I was getting him to hold, I know I just had to beat him down to the body, because every time I came in, he was just look at the hold. So I had to get him tired.
And look, let's be honest. As soon as Jamal hurt him in the first round, he was doing a lot of holding.
Oh, yeah.
Just moving, holding, trying to survive, trying to make
mode.
it through to the end. And super proud of Jamal, because it's only his 3rd pro fight, you know, and it was a tall, lanky guy. And when people are in there to survive, it's very hard to stop him, especially a guy that's got more than 3 times the amount of pro fights as him. So, you know, hats off.
Please give your name and affiliation.
Chris for boxing and rock. So Harvey, your family is so passionate out there, man. They were going crazy. What did that mean to have that passion right there next to you where you were?
And it meant a lot. Highlight of the night. Like, if you know me, know I'm a family man. I do this for my family. It's kind of sad to see them get kicked out the fight due to my aunt having a seizure, and I felt like they was a little bit profiled by the Madison Square Garden security, because there's no reason they should have got kicked out for trying to help my aunt who had a seizure. That really got me a little bit bummed, but I'm glad they all came out. Wish they could have stayed a little bit longer. We could have enjoyed the movie a little bit longer, but it was a great experience.
Sorry to hear that. Is she doing better now?
She's definitely, yeah, she's doing better.
It's good.
Question, CBS Boxing is in New York City. Question for Nat. Is this the type of fight that you were expecting with your opponent, you know, you can level up, you know, the skills and show, you know, what you made?
Yeah, absolutely. I was expecting a rough fight. You know, she's a talented fighter, and she's tough, and she can last. So I knew I was going to get some good rounds in, and I'm happy that I can take this fight and learn from it and better my skill set and just, you know, up my performances.
I just got one more quick update. Bo Mi was also taken to hospital, but this is strictly precautionary, similar to Lonnie. She's a very, very long travel day ahead of her, so just want to get checked out.
Maurice Jones, Four Corners Boxing. This question is for both of you guys. After you guys' performances and, you know, making these tough adjustments so young in your career, is there anyone particular that you've spoken to your camp and your team that you have on your radar that you would like to fight next, or you just waiting as the time comes?
Go first. I'm not gonna lie, it's nobody in particular. Like I said, the type of fighter I want to be, I want to make the fights that MVP wants or that my fans want. Like I'm doing this for my fans at this point. I did a lot of my career, amateur-wise, Olympics, everything. Now in this part of my career, I just want to have fun with it, and I want to make sure I give my fans what they want to see. So, you support me, just put it in the comments. Go ahead. I want to know who y'all want me to fight, and I'm going to try to make those fights happen.
Yeah, so I just entered a new weight class with 112. So for me, I'm focused on, you know, building and establishing myself as in this weight class. You know, the big fights are gonna come. MVP does it big every time. So I'm focused on getting better and climbing the ladder.
Congrats to you both. Congrats to you both.
So, I have one more thing I want to say real quick. So, like, in Undisputed, I'm a professional gamer, right? So, like, in Undisputed Boxing, what should y'all ratings be now after y'all still got y'all own? You know what I'm saying? Y'all ain't the SmackDown tonight, son. It was crazy. Like, so what should y'all rating be now? Start with you, Dub, and then you take it, Jamal.
I don't know anything about that game or how the ratings work, but you know, we're still young, so I think we should earn our ratings as time goes on. But you know,
Okay.
I mean, that sounds cool though.
All right, cool. Yeah, we need your rating up, like I'm saying.
Facts. So I'm going to go a little modest, at least an 80, like.
All right,
I at least with an 80, I can still go put in some work, you know.
Yeah, get on yourself, man. All right, cool. Let's get it, dog. Go ahead.
Hi guys, congratulations to you both. I had a quick question. You know, every fight is a learning experience, which is something I learned from coming from a family of boxers. Can you speak to just how you might make adjustments in the future? I know you can't share all the ingredients, but what might be something you do differently going forward based on what happened today? In the gym, you know, conversations with your trainer, anything?
I think, you know, step number one is watching yourself fight so that you can see what you did wrong rather than listen to what everyone else has to say.
Mhm.
You take your notes, you sit with your team, you listen to their notes, and then you figure out how you want to progress from there and what you want to work on first. And, you know, you bring in different sparring so you can work on these things with these people.
Yeah, really, she answered that great. Just go back, you gotta watch the film and see what you need to work on. Can't lie to yourself.
Gotcha.
Any other questions? All right, thank you everyone. Thanks.